Cuando se alzó mi bandera, la tuya lo haría igual, y fue esa vez la primera que juntos quisimos volar. Cuba y Puerto Rico son de un pájaro las dos alas.
Puerto Rico, por eso te quiero tanto, Puerto Rico.
Muy buenas tardes y bienvenidos una vez más a este segmento de su programa Puerto Rico, Somos, Caribe. Mi nombre es María Ramos, del Comité de Solidaridad con Cuba de Puerto Rico. Nuestro programa de hoy está dedicado al 51 aniversario de la Comunidad del Caribe, CARICOM, una misión que los amigos caribeños han llevado a cabo durante este año. Ejemplo de ello han sido los desafíos y las dificultades con todas las restricciones impuestas por los Estados Unidos, en expresión de la invariable solidaridad de las hermanas naciones caribeñas hacia Cuba. Cuba y los amigos caribeños son un gran grupo de la comunidad del mundo, los cuales han representado una expresión genética y cultural de la experiencia histórica que les han brindado su gente. La relación diplomática entre CARICOM y Cuba se viene desarrollando desde el 8 de diciembre de 1972, con 4 de sus países miembros que ya se habían independizado en ese tiempo: Guyana, Jamaica, Barbados y Trinidad y Tobago. El apoyo y la solidaridad de los amigos caribeños con la Revolución Cubana ha sido una de las muestras más importantes en todos estos años de unidad. Apegados al legado de Fidel, de que creemos en la idea de un Caribe unido, los cuales se han propuesto fructíferos intercambios que han contribuido a edificar espacios de construcción, de iniciativa y estrategias a favor de la solidaridad con Cuba y de las naciones caribeñas, en pos de perfeccionar los instrumentos y mecanismos de trabajo que han permitido mantenernos en pie de lucha y sostener la unidad del Caribe como bandera, para llegar con ella donde más se necesite. En este marco de solidaridad y compromiso, recordamos la proclama de América Latina y el Caribe como zona de paz. Trabajamos y trabajaremos por un Caribe unido. Viva la hermandad y la solidaridad entre los pueblos caribeños, porque somos Caribe. Las infinitas actividades son las muestras de unidad caribeña. Veamos.
My name is Sean John Hutchinson, based in the island of Tobago in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm representing the Caribbean Network for Solidarity with Cuba. In thinking of Cuba and CARICOM unity, I think it's important to recall the historical and cultural factors which are the foundation for the current and growing and developing and positive diplomatic unity between our countries. Our recent history, the history of the Caribbean, is witnessed by the intervention of European colonizers, of the attempted genocide of the native peoples, their response to that attempted genocide, and later the kidnapping and trafficking and transplantation of millions of African people to work in the slave economies of the colonizing powers. So it's the descendants of these people who have given to the Caribbean its culture of resistance, as well as our distinctive heritage and ways of life, seen in our artistic, cultural, musical, and other traditions. These traditions, these practices, that heritage is seen throughout the region, as much in the cities and communities of Cuba as in the cities, villages and communities of St. Vincent or Martinique or Curacao or San Fernando in Trinidad. Indeed, Cuba's population is strengthened by descendants of other Caribbean islands, especially Haitians, Jamaicans and Bajans, whose the documented history of those people and how they've made their home in Cuba since the early days of the 20th century. So today, today, since the triumph of the revolution in 1959, the inhuman and cruel blockade against Cuba, enforced by the United States and by each and every administration of that country since that time, has never succeeded in isolating Cuba from the people of the world. And definitely hasn't succeeded in isolating our Cuban brothers and sisters from us, from the rest of us in the Caribbean. This fact is demonstrated by the courageous and brave decision formalized in December 1972, when the recently independent countries of Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Barbados and Jamaica established formal diplomatic relations with Cuba in the face of pressure to prevent them and other countries from doing so. And since that time, it's clear that positive political, economic, diplomatic, cultural and people-to-people relationships have thrived throughout the Caribbean region, and Cuba has developed with all countries contact and indeed increased cooperation through CARICOM and other regional bodies. So the benefits of regional integration in the Caribbean and the development that comes with it is exemplified by people-to-people contacts, by improved communication and transport links between Cuba and the islands. Similarly, alongside the diplomatic level and government-to-government relations, solidarity organizations in most of the islands and countries strengthen bonds of friendship, and notably Cuban internationalist missions in the fields of education, healthcare, sports development and cultural and artistic endeavors enhance Caribbean unity in a very real and concrete way. The support given by Cuba to Caribbean students with scholarships is an exemplary practice, and maybe is the help and assistance and support and solidarity that best embodies the principle of sharing the little that we have. And this humanistic approach has seen Caribbean students from most of the Caribbean countries achieve their ambition to become medical specialists. But despite the hardships caused to Cuba by the blockade, and indeed the difficulties endured by all the Caribbean economies left underdeveloped and exploited by European powers after the centuries-long colonial period, and additionally the 2 centuries-long Monroe Doctrine, which continues to threaten the peace of the region and the entire hemisphere, in fact, despite their strong bonds are growing in the diplomatic and the economic field, and the relationship between Cuba and the islands of the Caribbean continues to flourish. Our Caribbean Network for Solidarity with Cuba will continue to mobilize in the multilingual Caribbean to unify the solidarity work in order that through one continuous and unified storm of protest we can continue to build our unity, and in so doing also denounce the inhuman genocidal blockade against Cuba, and also to continue developing the fraternal and friendly relationships between all the peoples of the Caribbean. So, in doing that, it's we ourselves can break the blockade without waiting for the American government to end it, which is something that President Diaz-Canel spoke about recently. So in saying that, I end by saying forward ever, backward never. Long live the fraternal relationship between the peoples of the Caribbean. Let Cuba live. Venceremos.
Reiteramos que la amistad y la solidaridad no se pueden bloquear y que un Caribe unido vencerá. Hasta luego.
From many distant lands, Our forefathers came, some seeking adventure, some bound in chains. Through battles waged and fought, through victory and pain, by test of their courage, our freedom was gained. In homage to those gone before us, the heroes of lands in the sun, we vow to join hands and to focus on building one Caribbean. Raise your voices high, sing of your Caribbean pride. Sing it loud and strong, feel our hearts beat as one. Celebrate in song as we rise to heights where we belong. Sound the victory drum for CARICOM. Though great and diverse be our ethnicities, the bonds that unite us are stronger